Hello, welcome back. There you are. And of course, welcome to any of you out there that are watching my channel for the first time. I hope I can keep you engrossed in the coming future. We've got lots of ideas going forward, and I am making a few changes, tweaks, which I hope will start to reveal themselves as the weeks go on. I paused that video, one, because I didn't have any Wi-Fi. So if you're watching this now, you'll know that I'm probably sitting in a coffee shop waiting for it to upload. But also as well, the house in the village, I mean, that rendering was taking up way too many videos. And as I've just mentioned, they've got to step forward and not sideways. And it's getting tedious. So if I'm not happy, they're not going up. And I'll be doing that in the future if ever I feel the same way. But right now, I'm feeling kind of high because we've had a very difficult last couple of weeks, James, Christina and I, with that rendering. And yeah, we almost sort of like got to a point where we thought, oh, sod that. But yesterday we saw a transformation, and it's to the level of finish that we were expecting. So that means that next week's video will be the whole house completely rendered. And that is a game changer as far as I'm concerned, because what I saw yesterday, it's really transforming it and looks like a different house. So I hope you can join me on that video. That's next week. This is this week. And I want this video to be about my house. And I think I'm going to start on the roof. Is it going to be possible to turn this old rundown house into a beautiful, beautiful home for me to spend hopefully many years of enjoyment here? Love this roof. It's got a lot of character, a lot of space up here, 75 square meters, and great panoramic views. I've got great views from down on ground level, but up here, different perspective. And I do spend many an evening up here, cold beer, looking at the stars. Winter time during the day, I'll spend more time up here, but not in the summer, it's too hot. But I can also touch the trees as well, which is nice. That will lead to a few comments about roots. Don't worry, I've got that covered. Yeah, so the roof, this really is the Achilles heel. When I bought this property, I did know the roof needed some work doing to it, but to what extent, I wasn't entirely sure until I saw cracks on the walls above the front door and the back door that are in a line with each other, pulled the plasterboard down, the ceiling, and noticed the crack. Yeah, that wasn't pretty, and it knocked me a little bit because it means that there's more work that needed into it than I first perhaps had expected. But as far as I'm concerned, it's all part of the journey, and I'm really looking forward to getting on with it. But it does mean my choice is going to be, because I want this house to last many more years and I'm going to be living in it. I don't really want to have the worry above my head. So I'm going to be removing the roof and building a new one. It will look like a newer version of this, only stronger. Yeah, it's a bit daunting, but it will be done, and I know I can do it. Got to wait for the rain to stop though before I can start this. But once this is done, the rest of it's plain sailing. With regard to the rest of the house, I like the character of this old Portuguese house. There are many beautiful houses out there, and I know if I did a new build on here it would look lovely as well, but there's a problem with that. Number one, 3 to 5 years planning, architects, then you've got to get the builders involved. You know how I feel about builders, and then of course it's all got to get signed off. And you're looking at over 200 grand for that. Me doing it myself with materials, I reckon somewhere in the region of 30,000. Yes, it's going to be a lot of hard work, but it's all about the journey. And when the house is finished, I'll know that I've done exactly what I wanted to do with it, and not had to watch people standing, staring, pointing, wondering where they are, and then pulling my hair out. So this is going to be one hell of a job, and I really hope you can join me when I start this project, because it's going to be entertaining if nothing else. Yeah, what else on the roof? Looking like a patchwork quilt at the moment. I've had to put some flashing along various points of this flat roof to stop any water getting through when it rains, and so far it works. You see where I'm standing in this line here, that little bit that juts out, This bit over there is an extension. Don't know when that was done, but underneath me where I'm standing now is the original external wall of this house, which means I can't do a lot with that inside. And this area is quite narrow. I plan to have a shower at that end downstairs, a walk-in shower, just a shower, nothing else. And then this whole area here will be a galley kitchen leading outside along that wall. So I'll have an indoor and an outdoor kitchen, which will be really nice. And then that gives me the rest of this area here, because in putting a new roof up, I don't have to worry about supporting walls internally down there. The way I build it will have some good RSJs across it. And that means that I'll have it all open plan, and then I'm free to put up some false walls and lay it out exactly as I want. What I don't like up here at the moment though is this hole. That is part of the drainage. Goes down to below the ceiling and then comes out the side there to nowhere. So whatever I do up here, obviously water is a thing and I need to store as much as possible. I will be looking into that and making sure that whatever exit points we have off of this roof, it will be stored somewhere, because that'd be perfect for the summer months when we don't have much rain. But it is still beautiful up here. So the extension on this back piece here, which is where I have my makeshift kitchen at the moment, will probably be the ensuite. So I'll have to knock through one of these walls here to put a doorway in, but it's a really nice size for an ensuite. And my plan with this is to, for no other reason other than aesthetics, is to put a little pitch on this going up there. And if I do keep a shower down there, I can have that as a cover there as well, using the tiles that we removed from the house in the village. So far, I've only done two things to this house. One of them is to paint the whole of the outside, because from the road it looked abandoned and looked a bit scary. And you'll see here the very first night I spent here, this is what I saw. All grainy, but oh, it was a little bit. So now freshened up from the road, it looks lived in. Added a bit of protection along with the cameras. And there's another one of those pipes coming from the roof leading to nowhere. That will all be sorted. The other thing I did was move the driveway. It was originally running from the front of the house to the road, and I thought that was all looking a bit squashed considering the land's quite large. Grander approach, so I put a new one all the way along here, and eventually I'm hoping to have an in and an out gate somewhere down the line. We'll see how that pans out, as well as the one at the back. But I used this area here to dig a trench all the way to the front, so that I could attach the water, the waste and the electricity. There was none of that here, apart from right there, all the way up there was a concrete post, and one in the middle around about there with cables to it, but they weren't connected. So I got them removed, moved them all out of the way because they were an eyesore, and now it's all running under here. And if I can get my shadow out of the way, not looking pretty, granted, but I do now have electricity going to that point there, all temporary, and I have other conduits running through here as well, so that I can add electric gates and so on back to the front. And you can see here where the original owner of this house, it was passed down through the generations, I'm assuming it was kept in the family, decided to start doing some work on here above near the crack. So we got lots of conduits and wiring, which will come in handy. I will be taking it all out because I need to knock the ceiling down, and then hopefully I'll have enough there to get started on it. No glass, that's all right. Don't have to worry about mold at this point. Fortunately, lots of air circulating through there. Fortunately, I've got the metal shutters on there, So that gives me a bit of protection, but that all obviously is going to have to be replaced. Now I'm going to show you this because all the old houses, most of them will probably have a stone framework going around the windows, but here you can see it's all just made out of poured concrete. And they're probably just stuck on here, but I'm planning on making sure that I put all original back in here to retain that character, and that's going to go for all of them. And here you can see where it's just yeah, not doing too well, but it will look lovely. Now, one of the major things that I have to take into consideration, the roof obviously is the main one, but then secondary to that, insulation. Something that is a problem out here with these old houses. Stone is great in the summer, sorry, but not in the winter. And one of my options is to insulate the whole of the outside of the house or the inside. Which will it be? And at this point, I'm thinking it's got to be the outside, because I need to re-render the whole of the outside of the house, get rid of all the superficial cracks, because that is literally all they are, superficial. And I guess I get to kill two birds with one stone if I do the insulation at the same time. So here's an angle of the house that I haven't shown much before, very few times, and it's in pretty good condition. Makes it look very long. And one day I'm really hoping that I can get a window in the side here, patio door maybe, directly from the kitchen, because the views from this side are, again, really beautiful. Oh, it's just a shame in a way that I'm going to be getting rid of all this. Nothing's going to waste, it's just going to be moved, just temporary for me, because obviously when I'm doing the work on the house, and I've been here for 2 years already, I really don't want to be in the house, so I need some comfort. I'm going to show you a video now, because it's hard to explain this with everything in the way, of when I painted this house. Was the only time that this whole back area was clear. So take a look at that and I'll show you the rest. Okay, so that window there is going to be replaced with a patio door, bifolding door, about 3 meters across, leading directly into the lounge, all the way to the front. That's going to allow lots of light going in there, nice and airy, and good access in and out. This door is going to be completely blocked, and that door will probably be taken out because it's going to be for an ensuite. The window down there, that's where the kitchen is going to be, in there. And I can walk straight out and the kitchen will just continue all the way along the outside. And that is something that I'm really looking forward to. Have a barbecue out there, a bread oven, a sink. It's going to look really nice. And in this area where the bus is, I'm going to do a little bit of landscaping around here, get some nice plants, lay it all out, decking and so on. And I'm going to put a plunge pool in here. I did have an option of a pool, but the problem with that is that you have to get planning for a pool. And that can take here quite a long time, as I've already mentioned. And it's a cost. And I don't really think I'm going to use it that much. You can go up to 9 square meters before you have to apply for planning. And I think I'm probably going to go a bit smaller than that, just somewhere to jump in when it gets really hot. Because let's face it, if I want to go for a swim, I can go to the beach and it's nice to get out. But it is nice to have somewhere. Shower, I think I'm going to maybe keep it there. I'm going to have to alter it a little bit so then be in keeping with the rest of the house once I've started working on it. But it's going to be a really nice area around the back here. And I'm sure there'll be lots of other areas as I move up forward with this house that I'll start to use more. It's just that I'm living in that bus at the moment, so I spend most of my time around there. Right, quick tour inside. I'm going to show you a diagram plan of the layout of the house as it stands now. And one of the ideas that I have going forward, dark in there, it's hard to show you around, but you'll get the gist. Hopefully. It is getting dark. I'm not sure how much of this I can show you. But yeah, you can see there isn't a floor in most of this house, which is good because that also gives me the option to put underfloor heating if I so choose, which means I won't have to dig too much up. For some reason, the guy, when he started doing the work on this house, decided he'd put door frames in, but there are no floors. So by the time I got the floor in here, my head will probably touch the top of that. I'm going to show you one of the rooms here, and hopefully you'll be able to see this because it looks like a pothole, and that's the state of all of the rooms with the roof, which is one very good reason why I'm taking it all down. Can't believe I'm going to need my torch now. It's got so dark so quickly. I forgot the clocks went back. Right, brick wall there, and all of the walls, internal walls, are brick, and I don't want to take them down just yet until the roof. We've started on that because I think they may be supporting the roof. This wall here is the original old wall, and you can see just how thick it is if I put the torch on it. That is a very thick wall. And this is the galley room. Down there will be the kitchen, and I'm really sorry I can't show it you in any other light. And in here, a little bit of a pantry. We have a room here and a room at the back, which has got my temporary toilet in there, and that's going to be the walk-in shower. But it will look really nice. And as I've mentioned with the flooring all here, I can run all the pipes through here, no worries at all. And then again, I have that option with the underfloor heating. But in here, a lovely kitchen, past the pool table, and the archway here, which enters and exits the main part of the house. And again, we're now at the back where I'm going to be replacing that window with bifolding patio doors. And in that room in there, I won't show you because that's got my clothes and stuff in it. It's not very pretty. But that pretty much is the inside of the house. Right, pretty much covered everything I want to cover. Hopefully that'll give you a good idea as to what my plans are going forward, the amount of work that needs doing onto it, and hopefully we'll see a lot of change and it's going to look amazing. I've already mentioned that inside the house I'm going to be making everything myself as much as possible, try not to buy off the shelf, apart from toilet, things like that, but everything else I'll be doing that. Which brings me on to the next subject that possibly you may have seen during the week, that my channel name changed. It is back now to Real Algarve Living. I was just playing around because my plan in the new year is to start another channel called That Blonde Guy, because I'm blonde. I couldn't think of anything else. The idea on that is not everybody wants to see vlogging videos, but I am planning on making lots of different things. One of them being, of course, as well, I've already mentioned the inside of the house, the kitchens and so on. But I am going to be making things like the elephant, and I'll be doing some paintings and general things. And I want to put one video of each one of those things, start to finish. So for those people that aren't interested in vlogging, they might find those interesting, and as may you too. I'll let you know further down the line when that gets started. Just breaks it up a little bit, and of course I will be showing those things in this video, but that'll be specifically for each single thing that I make. All fun. Anyway, that's further down the line. I'll keep you posted. Next week, back, as I've already mentioned, at the house in the village. Hope you can join me on that one. It's going to be fun. Until then, look after yourselves. Have a great weekend. I'm off to the cafe now to see if I can upload this video. Take care. Bye-bye. So, of course, the answer to the title of my video, yes, we can do it. It's going to look beautiful, no doubts. All about being positive. See you next week.